All right, so today we're going to be talking about dictionaries, and we use dictionaries to find words. We look for finding a word's definition, a part of speech, a pronunciation, how many syllables it has. So dictionaries are used for a lot of things. Nowadays, dictionaries are just a tiny bit different than they were back when I was growing up and probably when your mom or dad or grandma and grandpa were growing up. So let's take a look at what those dictionaries looked like. So most of the time, the dictionaries that we are speaking of or that you hear about are the ones that are actually in book form. And they have these very tiny print. They have the word in bold. You can see right here, like dictionary. Then it has the pronunciation, the part of speech right here. It also has the syllables and the definition. And if the word has more than one definition, then it lists the definitions that it does have. The Merriam Webster dictionary is a very popular dictionary. There are other types of dictionaries that you can find and buy. Dictionaries are not as common now because most people use the internet and will use Google or dictionary.com to get a better understanding of the word. However, dictionaries are still around and they are still something that we need to know how to use. So there are lots of words in the dictionary. Do you know how they're organized? We're going to talk about how they're organized in just a moment, but there are lots of words in the dictionary. And the other question I want you to be thinking of is, can you add more words to the dictionary? Not you yourself, but can there altogether collectively be words added to a dictionary if a word takes on a new meaning? All of the dictionary words, though, all of the entry words that you look up in a dictionary are in alphabetical order. So looking at these three words at the bottom of our screen, you see tree, song, and tablet. How can we alphabetize those? Putting them in alphabetical order, so that means the letter that comes first in the alphabet, we're going to use the first letter of the word. We're going to look for the letter that comes first in the alphabet. That's going to be our first word all the way through. So we're creating an alphabetical order. And you guys do this whenever we line up or whenever we do numbers at school as well. So looking at tree, song, and tablet. Well, we know that in the alphabet, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and then T. So we know song is going to be our first word that we would find. But then we have two words that start with T. So that means when we're looking for which one's going to go next, we're going to look at the second letter. So if you look, you can see the R and the A. The R, TR, does R come before A or does A come before R? You have to decide which is the first one there. Well, we know A is the first letter of the alphabet and it comes first. So it would be song, then tablet, and then tree. So song, tablet, and then tree. Even though the entry words are in alphabetical order, they're still hard to find unless you use what we call guide words. Guide words are two words at the very top of every dictionary page. They tell you the first and the last entry word on that page. So if you were looking at a page that had all of the words that started with like an FA, by the time you ended on that page, you would have words that start with FI. So farm would be the first word on that dictionary page, and fist would be the last entry word on that page. The words on this dictionary page come after farm and before fist in alphabetical order. So they're going to come after the word farm, but they're also going to come before the word fist. So farm, fist. Which word would be on the dictionary page with these guide words? Would it be gate, feet, or fun? Well, do we have anything that starts with a G between farm and fist? We don't, so we can rule that out. But we do have feet and fun. They both start with F. So that's when we're going to look at that second letter. So looking at that second letter, we have an E and a U. Does an E come between A and I after the F and farm and the F and fist? Yes. Does a U come between A and I? It does not. So feet would be one of the words that we would find on this dictionary page. So looking at the example, the word feet would be on this dictionary page because it is the only word that comes between the two guide words in alphabetical order. So again, we have FA and FI. FE comes between those. F and then the U and then the G for gate, they do not come anywhere between farm and fist. Rain and read. Which word would be on the dictionary page with these guide words? Well, we know that it needs to be something that has an RA and comes between an RA and an RE. Does runner come between RA and RE? No, it does not, because RU, U comes way after A and E. So raft and ram are the only two options that it could be. Now looking at raft and ram, could they both be on that page? Yes, they could. Because again, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I apologize, guys. So looking at these two words, raft and ram, you're going to have to look, would one of these come before rain or after rain? So you're going to look for the one that you want, the one that comes after rain, that's going to come between rain and read. So take a look at raft and ram. Which one do you think is going to come before rain, and which one do you think is going to come after rain? All right, did you figure it out? Yes, the F actually comes before the I, the third letter in rain. So we know that raft comes before rain. Therefore, ram must come before rain and read. Mother and nap. Which word would be on a dictionary page with these guide words? So mother and nap. It's got to be something with an M, we know. It's going to have to be something with an N. Well, that's all of our words, mud, nine, and moss. So let's look at those second letters. Mud, M-U. Does the U come after an O? Yes, it does. So we know that mud could be one of the words on one of the words on this page with these guide words. What about nine? We got to look at that second letter again, N-I. A comes before I because it's the first letter of the alphabet, so 9 is going to come after now. So we know we can toss 9 out. It's not going to be found on that page. The last one is moss. Moss. So is this one going to come before or after mother? Well, let's look at those first three letters again. They both have M-O, so M-O cancels each other out, but then we have a T and an S. So which one comes first, T or S? Yes, S would come first. So moss would have to come before mother. So the only word that you would find on this dictionary page here would be mud. Last question. Do you think that dictionaries will be replaced by technology? I already gave you some hints for that, but oftentimes they are. How many times have you asked your Google or your Alexa how to spell something, or what part of speech something is, or what a word means? Maybe even you might even do it for your homework. So a lot of times already, dictionaries have been replaced by technology. And while that can be a good thing, it's also very important for us to remember that dictionaries are still around and they're still something that we need to know how to use. One of the things that you can use through technology is an internet browser, just like Google, but it's called dictionary.com. And dictionary.com is a place where you can look up the definitions of words, and you don't have to go through each page and find the first entry word and the last entry word. And again, those are important things to know, but because of the day and age we live in, you can look up on your tablet, or you can ask your Alexa or your Google, but you can also use dictionary.com. So for example, if we were going to look up one of our vocabulary words, we could look up the word mulish. And so we would type it in, and it even brings up options for us. So different ways of saying mulish, but we're just looking at mulish, so we're going to look that up. And mulish is an adjective, it tells us. And so we're going to take a look at this right here. So mulish, it gives us first the pronunciation. And we would say it just the way that it is showing you how to pronounce it. So mulish. And it even gives you a nice little button here to tell you how to pronounce it if you don't know how to pronounce it. It gives you the part of speech, which is an adjective. And remember, adjectives describe what? They describe nouns. So mulish is of or like a mule. And I will tell you, mules are known to be these other characteristics that it gives in your definition. Of or like a mule, as being very stubborn, obstinate, or intractable. So that is the definition of mulish. And another fun thing you can do whenever you're on dictionary.com, whenever you have the technology, you can also see what we call synonyms. And you know what synonyms are. Synonyms are similar. They're words that are alike with mulish. So if you were looking for things that were similar to that word, you would click on the synonyms and it would take you to the same thing as thesaurus.com, and it gives you the synonyms and antonyms for that word mulish. So back to the question, do you think technology will discount and take away dictionaries? Yes, it probably eventually will. However, it's important for us to know what alphabetical order is, how to put those things in alphabetical order, because those things will always be around. So as you're looking up words, remember, if you are out and about and you don't have your technology or your Alexa or your Google or your tablet in front of you, you can always look it up in an actual dictionary. But these are a few different options as you're using a dictionary as well.